A lot of us think about investing and we don't know, should we really invest, not to invest. There's a huge gap between why we should invest, where we should invest, how we should invest, with whom should we invest, and what are the investment options. Because recently I met a friend and he's been working for now 20-25 years in corporate, and he came to me and he told me, Sunil, I need money. And I was shocked because somebody who's a South India regional level head and coming and asking me for money, and that too a small amount of money, and it was shocking for me. Because then I asked him, what's the need? And he said, I don't know, but I never really invested. And the amount required was so small, I never thought that somebody should even come to me and ask for that much of money. And someone like a person in the South India regional level head for a multinational corporation, it was shocking but real truth. So I helped my friend. But this went deep into my mind, and I was thinking it is not just him alone, right? There are many more people who must be going through this. Should they invest? Why should I invest? One life, let me enjoy. Should I really need to save for my future? Okay, and some of us think, yes, let me invest, but they don't know where to invest, how to invest, where, what, whom. I'm just going to share an overview, a brief, and maybe I can help you with these simple questions of why to invest, how to invest, where to invest. So let's see and let's move forward. So the first question, let's look at it, is why investment? Why should we invest? Now let me just tell a little background about me. I'm a chartered accountant, and from my childhood, my dad actually never gave me money in hand. This actually dates back then. And because whatever was required, he'd always come and tell me, I'll get it for you. So he never gave me the money in hand. And I never had the feeling of how to spend money or where to spend the money. So when I started my career and when I started my practice, my business, I always wanted to have a lot of money so that I can go and actually spend the money. So the first time that I got a big check, I went and bought a nice leather bag for me. Then I got a big check, I got a nice Schiffer pen for me, and just next. So never this concept of investment came into my head. And I'm a chartered accountant, I know numbers, everything is there. But still the concept of investment was not inside me, because I never had this investment concept into my head. But yes, investment was important, I know the importance of it. So it so happened that one of the time a financial consultant came to me and said, do you really want to invest into some instruments? And I, just to help my friend, I said okay, because he said I had to meet some targets and all those things. I started to invest with him, and it was some systematic investment plan or monthly investment plans where I put the money. And after I put the money, in fact it was for a small period of just 4 to 5 months, and for my 3 children that I have got, I had 5,000 invested for 5 months, which is per child 25,000 rupees. And this happened, and then I don't know where it stopped and how it stopped. And just fast forward 2-3 years later, we had a very tough financial situation, and we had to in fact sell off everything that we had, and there was zero balance in every bank, and whatever assets we could have, we actually sold it off. And I was sitting in my office, and suddenly my junior, he comes to me, my accounts team, and he comes and tells me we need to pay the school fees for the children. And actually I was thinking, where will I get the money? Because wherever it was possible, we have used all the money and to settle off the losses or the situation we are facing. It was a very tough choice, because the last day for paying the school fees has come, but we don't know where is the money. And suddenly he came up and said, did you really close off all the bank accounts? I said, yeah, I remember closing out all the bank accounts. He said, can we just recheck the statements and see, is it really we have closed everything? And that is the time actually when this one statement which came into my hand, where we had invested this investments of 5 months, 5,000 rupees, and the 25,000 rupees we just kept there. And the school fees required for the 3 children was 1.2 lakhs. And to my surprise, when we went deep into the statements, we found this 25,000 rupees kept over a period of 1.5 years to 2 years has actually become 40,000 rupees. So tell me, my friends, do you think really investing is important? Yes, it is. Because I find that this generation, I used to make presentations to corporates where I used to go and speak about why insurance is important. Insurance is important, very important, because your life is important, and it's an amazing asset to invest, to save for. But let me ask you a simple question. Many of the insurance policies that we are taking, nothing against the insurance companies, but is it really coming to you in your hand at the right time that it is supposed to be coming? So just take an investment option on that. Yes, good instrument, but is it really an investment option? And then when I went to the corporate, the software companies, and I used to speak to people, one of the gentlemen in one of the presentation, he raised the hand, he said, why should I invest? And that point of time, I was also a little young to understand that question, but today I have the maturity, but I gave a simple answer. And I found something very interesting about it. So the youngsters, when they get the first job, they have this 25,000 rupees, and they have something called credit card. So with this credit card, they actually go and swipe off everything, and the banks obviously give a good limit for the credit card. And the gentleman was telling me that, see, this month my salary is 25, after 2 months my salary will become 30, 35, and after again 3-4 months my salary is going to become 40, 45, then it is going to become 60,000 rupees. And he's always living on credit card. Means, if his salary is 20, 25, he is spending 30, 35. And his salary is 30, 35, he is spending 40, 45. So tell me now, what's going to happen? And then we saw the software companies suddenly going off, or the software companies sending people out. And what happens in that situation? And we don't have the money to pay it off. So a simple thing that I learned was, when the time is good, when the time is really great, and you are in that income earning capacity as a human being, whatever is the amount of income that you're earning, first save, right? And I can tell about Warren Buffett, the world's one of the richest person in the world, and he always tells it that always whatever income you're getting, first save and then spend, right? That's why again very important, because we as human beings have got into this habit of spending. Like I just told about my childhood, I never got the money in hand, and the first thing that I always wanted to do was get the money and spend it off to satisfy that emotion of what it feels to spending the money. So why investment, if you ask me again? For a better future, for a safe future. It's very important to also understand that savings is giving you an emotional security. It is not just about financial security, it also gives you an emotional security. So many times I've seen people take some bad decisions just because they feel insecure. So let me again come to a businessman. So this businessman was doing really good. And one of the trainings after I came out, and I saw him standing and his face was down. And actually I spoke to him and he said, Sunil, there are huge losses and actually I'm suffering. And to be very open, honest, he said that I actually thought of even committing suicide. And so I had to speak to him for half an hour, 45 minutes, and went a little deep into, did he really save? And the one answer which came out was, he did not. That when the business was doing really good, he went out and bought a big car. When the business was doing really better, he went out, took a housing loan and got a big home. But is this really an asset? Is this really a saving or an investment? Because at that point of time when he needed the money, he could not sell his car. And even if he was able to sell the car, it was going at a damn cheap price. And the home could not be sold because the family is already living there. So what is investment? Investment is something that when you need it, you have it. That when the need arises, you can actually put your hand into it and take it out. But people think so many other things as investment, which I don't think is really an investment. So investment is important also for your emotional security, emotional safety. It is beyond your physical safety, it's an emotional safety where you always understand that, hey, the money is there. Now let me talk about this situation that the world is going through, the corona. I keep advising all my clients that at least you must have 3 months of savings in terms of working capital. So if you're a business owner, 3 months, if you don't bill anything, 3 months, if no cash is coming from your clients, you should be having a saving where you can run your operations. And with this situation, now I'm going to change from 3 months to tell you at least for a year. Have those savings. Now if you're an employee, you're into working, now please understand that this situation that is happening can happen once more. So what are you supposed to do at this point of time? Now tomorrow if your job goes off, what are you going to do in that situation? Beg, borrow, steal, and in this situation I'm hearing stories of doctors, professionals who had so much of amazing practice happening and they got this particular problem and they went to the hospitals and they didn't have money to pay for the hospital bills. So what did they do with that money? Spend off. Now that is why investment is important for your physical safety, emotional safety, and for a bright future. Yeah, and I also see people not saving, telling one life, let's live it. So in this one life, if you want to really live happily for a long time, you need investment. You need to save that money for a better and a safe future.